where magpies top the turrets, here the manor stands forever. The turrets and the birds are one, their fate is bound together. These magpies watch us all below, but should they choose to fly, they take good fortune with them so. Beware, the time is nigh. Aye, beware, the time is nigh.
Whatever is wrong with the magpies today, Mac?
Maybe they think that you're not the rightful heir to the manor, my lord.
How dare you! The manor is rightfully mine.
Have you forgotten about your cousin Percy, your uncle's long-lost son and heir?
But Percy was disgraced during the war, 1917, wasn't it? He was then declared missing, presumed dead. He's never been heard of since. It broke his father's heart.
And anyway, what do the magpies know about the laws of inheritance, may I ask?
Never, ever mock the magpies, my lord. Learn to respect them like your old uncle did. God rest his soul.
Respect them? They're birds. What utter nonsense. It's the 1920s, you know, not the Middle Ages.
Steady on, old bean. Remember the legend.
Aye, my lady, remember the legend. If magpies leave the manor, then Magpie Manor's doomed.
The manor's doomed anyway, according to the bank manager. What's to be done, my dear?
Gather the clan. We need a plan.
Swap!
So the clan has gathered, but as usual, we're waiting for our fashionably late daughters.
Good morning, everyone.
Ooh, don't you look gloomy?
You look as though someone's pinched the family silver.
Cheer up. Look at this lovely space. Let's dance.
Good idea!
Stop everyone. We must be serious. Listen to your father.
Magpie Manor is in grave financial trouble. Mr. Fortune here has come to tell us about his plan to save the manor.
Good morning, everyone. I'm honoured to be here. I'm sure you've all heard that I've taken over the bank from Mr. Deed of Dun Dark indeed. So tragic about his little accident. So, let's get on. Where are my assistants?
Here, Mr. Fortune!
He's scribbled.
And he's blot. What do we do?
Not a lot.
I apologise, Lord Peaker. I fear their days are numbered.
Mine's number 8.
Yeah, then number 8, your time is up.
Moving on.
Allow my family to introduce themselves. Mr. Fortune, here are my daughters.
I'm Mimi, and I simply adore the Charleston.
Hear that, Blot? I can do the Charleston, you know.
I'm Fifi, the flapper girl.
I'm Trixie and I love Dixie.
Lucky old Dixie.
I'm Minty, queen of the cocktail scene.
And I'm Bubbles. Boo boo be doo. Boo boo be doo to you two.
What's going on? What are they saying?
Who's that?
It's our grandmama.
She's stuck in the last century.
She's pretty old.
She's pretty deaf.
And pretty dotty.
Ah, dear Mama, come and meet Mr. Fortune. He's come to help us. Help us? Do I know you? Have you come and take some of these girls off our hand? If you're looking to marry for money, though, you're in the wrong place. No, Mama, you've got the wrong end of the stick. No, I always use it this way. Where's my daughter Lettuce?
In the sandwiches.
Now I'll be cucumber all the way in.
Remember your manners at the manor, Blot.
Little finger up, lift your cup, take us up.
Here I am, Mama.
Good morning, Mr. Fortune. Bunny's here too. Chuck him a carrot, Blot.
I think he prefers lettuce.
He's already got lettuce.
Warren's the name, but you can call me Bunny. And these are my two daughters. As you can see, we're a tad short of sons and heirs.
I'm Hyacinth, Mr. Fortune, but you can call me Hi.
Hi!
And I'm Lobelia, but you can call me Lo.
Hello.
Give the vote to all women, we say. Can we count on your support for women's rights, Mr. Fortune?
This is neither the time nor the place for all that nonsense.
Really, Father, women have the right to be heard. I bet you wouldn't stop us from having opinions if we were your sons.
Calm down, dear, and get off your high horse.
Help her down from her horse, Blot.
Can't, she's too high.
That one's low, you twerp. Sort him out, Blot.
I'll fetch him a seesaw scribble. That'll sort him out.
Come on, honey, we're late as it is. Mind you don't trip over your feather boa.
It's Cousin Rupert.
Who's he talking to?
Young Rupert with a woman, did you say?
It's Honey Divine, the movie star.
Hello, everyone. This is Honey Divine, the movie star.
We know.
I'm so frightfully happy. I've planned this special moment to share with you all.
Honey divine, won't you be mine? I've lost my heart to you. Honey divine, won't you be mine? I want to marry you. The glamorous star of the silent screen, to marry a lord is my ultimate dream. Honey divine, won't you be mine? Give me your answer,
Oh, Ruby, of course I'll marry you. Why, hello, everybody. Who would have thought little old me would be marrying an English aristocracy, living in a castle with a moat and all? Lady Honey has a certain ring to it, don't you think? Oh, just wait till I tell the folks back at home. Well, don't get too excited, Miss Divine. Dear Cousin Rupert is Lady Peeka's cousin, not Lord Peeka's cousin. Which means that Cousin Rupert will never be a lord, so forget the title.
Oh my, no title?
It seems
How
to me-
disappointing.
It seems to me as though young Rupert has been elevating his position somewhat.
Well, I never said.
Here, stand on this.
That'll help you elevate your position, me old mate. Enough! Although we're delighted to meet you, Mr. Vine, we must get on with business at hand. Mr. Fortune here has come to tell us about his plan to save the manor from going to rack and ruin.
Oh man, whack and ruin, and no title? How disappointing. So this is the situation. After standing here since the 15th century.
Wow, is he that old?
Dunno, mate, but he's certainly going to rack and ruin.
Magpie Manor is in danger of falling down. Urgent action must be taken to raise money. We need £30,000. The remaining family assets, namely the 15th century Pika solid silver picture with the Magpie picture, must be sold.
Not the Pika solid silver picture with the magpie picture.
What's a picture?
A jug of banana.
Oh my, selling the family silver, whack and ruin, and no title? How disappointing.
Scribble and blot here will read the plans for action.
Action 1. Organise a grand auction ball here at Magpie Manor. Action 2. Draw up a list of wealthy guests. Action 3. Auction off the old jug. The Pika Pika solid silver pitcher with the Magpie picture.
Which I'm glad to say is around £30,000.
Oh, that's handy.
Please continue, Blot.
Action 4. Get the Pika Pika solid silver picture with the Magpie picture out of the vault for cleaning. Action 5. Arrange for an auctioneer to oversee the sale.
Lord Pika, I recommend Ivor Gavel. He's going for a song.
Action 6. Arrange for extra security.
Lord Pika, I've already taken the liberty of asking Inspector of the Yard to attend, or should I say Ex-Inspector of the Yard?
Ex-Inspector of the Yard? Did he get the push or has he retired?
Doesn't matter, Bunny. I'm sure Inspector Spectre will do the job splendidly.
Either way, I bet he's going to cheat.
Cheat! Enough! This whole thing must run like clockwork.
Oh, Rupee, a real English ball attended by the rich and famous. I sure hope that won't be disappointing.
The time is nigh, the birds do fly. Mark my words, mark my words.
Your attention please everybody. There is to be a grand auction ball here at the Magpie Manor, attended by the rich and famous, and as butler I will be in charge.
And there'll be extra work in the kitchen. No days off. Eh, Mr. Buttress?
Quite right, Mrs. Burnett. The Pika Pika solid silver pitcher with the Magpie picture will be sold to the highest bidder at the auction after dinner.
And once they get it out of the vault, Ethel, they'll need a good clean using a bit of elbow grease.
Well, if you're not getting any time off, I'll have to practice me dancing while I shine it up. One day I'll be on the stage, don't you know?
And Elsie, you have all the bedrooms prepared for our visitors.
Oh, I was so looking forward to my day off. I've started walking out with Ernie and the milkman. We're going to the new tea rooms.
You're lucky to get any time off at all, my girl. In my day, a housemaid went home on Mothering Sunday, and that was that.
But times is changing. I won't be a film forever because I'm off to seek me fortune in America. As soon as I can get a job on one of those big liners.
More to the point of eating extra vegetables and things from the garden, I suppose, Mrs. Burnett.
Indeed I will, Basilbud.
Willie's tossed around nails, Mr. Buttress. Any chance for extra wages for all this work? There's an horse tip to win at the races next week.
Sid Saddle, no one's got any money. Even Lord and Lady Pika. That's what this auction is all about. Raising money to save the manor.
What's the Pika Pika thingamajig worth though, Mr. Buttress?
£30,000.
How much?
God, think what you could do with that.
Stand back. Here come the trains with their deliveries. There'll be a lot of coming and going in the next few days, and everyone must pull their weight.
Do as you're told and keep working. We know our place, you can be sure. Toss to the world today, that is the game we play, keeping the wolf from the door. Do as you're told and keep working. We know our place, you can be sure. Dreaming our dreams each day, working our lives away, longing for just a bit more.
I dream of crossing the Atlantic. I'll win a fortune on an horse.
You will see me dancing on the stage, of course. Do as you're told and keep working. We know our place, you can be sure. The work is done, we'll be off having fun. You can tell what lies in store. working. We know our place, you can be sure. Toss all the world today, that is the game we play. Longing for just a bit more.
Bernie's met you with a car, £10 extra, as promised. Then bring to the meat order, I've got extra sauces and a baked pork belly.
I thought he looked different.
Magpie here from the bakery with a tray of large beans.
Ooh la la.
Annie Chan here with the milk, Mrs. Burnett.
Hello, Annie.
Morning, Elsie.
Let's get on. There's much to be done. By the way, gentlemen, Lord Peaker says don't forget to salute the magpies when you deliver to the manor.
Rightio, Mr. Buttress.
Right, Block, let's have a look at this list of guests.
Who will bid for the Pika Pika solid silver picture with the magpie picture, I wonder?
Ooh, look, Charlie Clapton from the movies. That's the chap with the funny walk.
Then someone called Agatha Christie. Isn't she the one who writes whodunits? Oh, but you wouldn't know. You've never read a book, have you?
And you've never driven a car, have you? Sir Herbert Austin's next on the list. Bet he'll come one of the new Austin 7 motor cars.
But who's this Albert Einstein bloke?
Dunno, some brainless top I expect, but we all know this one. The Prince of Wales!
Swipe me, we're talking top toffs now.
We might have to bow and curtsy.
Baghdadi's bow.
Who else is there?
That Winston Churchill fella, from the government. What smokes them big fat scars?
He can afford to. He's Chancellor of Exchequer.
So that's where all our money goes.
Have you heard of him? Noel Coward. Says songwriter and playwright.
Of course I have, but who are these two? Captain Alcock and Lieutenant Brown?
Not so clever after all, are you? They're the two that one knows a dosh from the Daily Mail for flying across the Atlantic. Watch it! Here comes old fortune cookie. Look busy.
I've come for the guest list. I hope that all the invitations are ready for delivery.
Nearly finished, Mr. F. Just a bit more licking and sticking.
And we'll be done and dusted.
I hate to tell you this, but these two clowns are the very fellows that you wanted to help with security at the auction.
Pleased to meet you. I'm the auctioneer, I'm a gavel.
So he has.
And I am Inspector Spectre, in charge of security.
Spooky.
I beg your pardon.
You'll need to keep an eye on these two, Inspector Spectre. I can find them very trying at times.
What do you mean, Mr. Fortune? We're always trying. Then you will be expected to work even harder, particularly under the circumstances.
Circumstances?
You two are to guard the Pika Pika solid silver picture with the magpie picture during the ball.
Then, just before dinner, will ceremoniously be unveiled for public viewing by Lady Pika.
The future fortune of Magpie Manor will be in your hands. We must be mad.
I will have my eyes on you at all times, and you will have your eyes on the valuable Pika Pika solid silver picture with the magpie picture. Do you understand?
Keep a beady eye upon the Pika Pika picture, the solid silver picture with the pretty magpie picture. Keep a beady eye upon the Pika Pika picture, old Spectre's got his eye on you. Watch out, old Spectre's got his eye on you. Don't you make your twitcher, that's a thief to pinch the picture, the solid silver picture with the pretty magpie picture. Don't you make your twitcher, that's a thief to pinch the picture, old Spectre's got his eye on you. Watch out, old Spectre's got his eye on you.
I'm not sure that Scribble and Blot are the best people to guard the Pika Pika solid silver picture with the magpie picture, old chap. What do you think?
Well, it's not a hard job if they concentrated. It was ex-Inspector Spectre's idea, and he's an expert.
I fear that my two useless assistants will concentrate more on the dancing than the family silver.
We have to put Cousin Rupert next to that divine woman at dinner tonight. He's making such a
fall themselves over her.
She clearly thinks she's marrying into aristocracy.
Cousin Rupert would do anything to impress her, you know. Be warned, Pa, he asked me if I thought you might loan him a few thousand.
Some hope, with the way the stock market's going, it will be me asking him for some money. The future is grave.
Does that mean you've changed your mind and let's get jobs and earn our own living?
Over my dead body, my girl.
I'm sure that can be arranged.
Oh, Annie, I was so looking forward to our day off. We had such lovely plans.
No good crying over spilt milk, Elsie. I've got bigger and better plans for us. Wait and see.
Oh, Annie, do tell.
Not yet, Elsie. It's all churn away here, churn away, watch the space.
Oh, Annie, Churn, you are so clever.
Trust me, I'm a milkman.
You seem a bit down in the mouth, Sid. What's up?
Horses, mate, horses.
Colic, is it? I'll come down the stables and have a look after I've clipped up my empty cent. I was out having my best in the cart horse when she gets the belly ache.
Nah, the horses are super fine. It's the horse on the racetrack, give him in trouble.
You haven't bagged a loser, you can have him. Betting's a mug's game, mate.
Don't I know it? Horse my savings this time.
Hello there, do I know you? You have no look about you. Ah, yes, you're thinking some of these girls are behind, aren't you? May I ask if you're wealthy?
Believe me, madam, I'm no wealthy or am I suitable husband material for you and your gals. You won't want me at future family feasts.
It's Inspector Spectre, Grandmama.
Then that's right, no one's inspector at the feast.
Really, Grandmama?
Quick, take her away.
Let's get these flowers into water.
So sorry, Inspector. Poor old thing. She's quite dirty now.
Mr. Charlie Chaplin, star of the silent screen, and Mrs. Lita Chaplin. Mr. Albert Einstein, Nobel Prize winner for physics, and Mrs. Elsa Einstein. Mr. Herbert Austin, designer of the beloved Austin 7, and Lady Helen Austin. Captain Alcock and Lieutenant Brown, the acclaimed prize-winning aviators. Mr. Noel Coward, the famous writer and actor. Mr. Winston Churchill, Chancellor of the Exchequer, and his wife, Mrs. Clementine Churchill. And His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales. Good evening, madam. And you are?
This is Agatha Christie, the writer.
Shall we wait for your husband?
You Archie? No, he's not coming. It's just me. I'm doing research for my next whodunit. It's set in a castle just like this.
Mrs. Archibald Christie.
Hello, everyone. How nice to be here. Do call me Agatha. The
Music's starting. It's the Charleston!
Everyone can Charleston, Charleston, Charleston. It's the latest crazy, craziest, naughty, naughty to-do. Everyone can Charleston, Charleston, Charleston. It's the latest crazy, craziest, naughty, naughty to-do. High society, notoriety, rich or poor is for you. There's variety, no anxiety, come and try something new. Be original, unconditional, music gives you the clue. Charleston is the dance you really can do. Everyone can Charleston, Charleston, Charleston. It's the latest crazy daisiest, snatchy bountiest, dizzy wizziest. It's the latest crazy daisiest, naughty naughty to do.
Pray silence for your host, Lord Beaker.
Your Royal Highness, Lords, Ladies and Gentlemen, I invite my wife, Lady Pika, to unveil the Pika Pika solid silver pitcher with the Magpie picture. It's gone! Stand still! Everyone must stay exactly where they are. No one must move. Mr. Buttress, go and fetch all your staff immediately. I must start my investigation. Madam, what are you doing? I quite plainly ordered everyone to stay exactly where they were.
I'm doing the same as you, Inspector.
And what might that be?
Snooping, Inspector. Snooping and observing. By the way, I just love that tie you're wearing. Quite the latest fashion.
Oh, thank you. How kind. I always wear this pattern. I get it specially made. Chinese silk, you know.
You see, you're not as fierce as you seem. Your bark is much worse than your bite, Inspector.
Do not underestimate me, my dear lady. Now, I have important work to do. I must start my questioning. Please listen to the results of my investigation carefully. Then I expect your full cooperation. Point 1. The Pika Pika solid silver picture with the Magpie picture was last seen in this room at 4 o'clock when it was placed underneath beneath the velvet cover. Point 2. Scribble and Blot began guarding the picture at 4:15. This leaves 15 minutes unaccounted for. Now I will ask each and every one of you where you were at this time.
Well, those of us who are guests didn't arrive until 6 o'clock, so that counts us out.
I must ask you to refrain from interruption, madam. Now, each step forward and turn with your alibi. Scribble, Blot, are you ready? Take notes, begin.
Right, we'll go first. Blot. Ready, girls?
We were on the lawn, dancing up the storm.
I was tying the haul, ready for the ball.
I was really fretting because my jelly wasn't setting.
I was busy at that time, sampling the wine.
I was by a stable door, putting down fresh straw.
I was on the stairs, sweeping up the hairs.
I was nearly dead from making all the beds. Basil was on the moat, cleaning out the moat. We were on the drive, waiting for the tops to arrive.
I was at the table, checking seating labels.
I was on my own, applying for a loan. We were in the town, pinning posters all around.
I was on my bed, painting my toenails red.
I was on the gravel, talking to Ivor Gamble.
Well, that can't be right, you see, because I was taking tea. And last but
Lord Pika, you are next.
You surely don't suspect.
We were trying our best to get ready for our guests.
And last but not least, tell me where you were, Inspector Spectre.
How dare you, madam? But since you ask, I was at the back talking to Magpie Mac.
But we only had a word. Then I went to check the birds.
Who did it? Who stole the picture? Who did it? The Pika picture. Who did it? Who is the criminal? Don't point your finger at me. Who done it? Who will they lock away? Who done it? Who will they nick today? Who done it? What will the paper say? Don't point your finger at me. Who did it? Who done it? Don't point your finger at me.
Oh, and what have we here, Basilbert?
Like I said, I was in my boat cleaning up the moat when I finished up these two sacks.
This one looks very old and this one looks very interesting.
That old sack's made of leather, I'd say. And look, it's got the family crest with the magpies on it. And this one looks a bit like one of Bernie Smith's coal sacks, I hate to say.
Well done, Basilbert. Since I am helping Inspector Spectre with his inquiries, let me take charge of this. You run along and have a well-deserved cup of tea.
Very well, ma'am.
Who done it then, Inspector?
The Agatha Christie lady is on the case too.
Why didn't you compare notes with her?
She always gets her man when she writes her books.
She's nothing more than a meddling old woman. I intend to silence her in a moment. Call everyone back. I have further questioning to ask.
Righto, Inspector.
Everybody back! I have an important announcement to make. My investigations are nearly done.
Our Inspector, just the man.
For the last time, I forbid you to speak.
Forbid me? Well, you can try, but I think my words will soon be silencing you, Inspector. Or should I say Percy Peaker?
Percy Peaker? Our Percy Peaker? Our long-lost cousin Percy Peaker? The Percy who was disgraced in 1970?
I knew you looked familiar. He is here, cunningly disguised as ex-Inspector Spectre of the Yard.
Well, he had me fooled.
Yes, it's amazing what a touch of hair dye and a dose of arrogance will do.
Let's try it, Blot. Might get promotion. Are you all listening to this woman? She's a writer of fiction. All she's doing is getting ideas for her next novel.
Yes, we are going to listen. Sit down, stand close to this spectre, Paul. We don't want him escaping arrest.
Oh dear, it's all very confusing. Please explain, Mrs. Christie.
This man is truly your long-lost relative, the heir to Magpie Manor. He is found guilty of spying in 1917, but before he could be punished, he conveniently disappeared, and I imagine that he's been protected by agencies abroad ever since.
I knew there was something fishy about him.
You didn't say he was fishy.
You said he was going cheap. Cheap! Enough!
How do you know all of this, Mrs. Christie?
I swapped notebooks when he wasn't looking. There's a lot of interesting reading in your notebook, Inspector.
Excuse me, ma'am. Is that one of my coal sacks you've got there? I knew I was one short after delivery.
Indeed it is, Mr. Smith. You see, Basil Budd found it when he was clearing out the moat, and I think that our so-called inspector knows that inside your sack we will find the Pika Pika solid silver pitcher with the magpie picture.
How can you prove this, you interfering old...
Elementary, my dear Spectre. It's fastened with one of your trademark ties. You know, the Chinese silk one specially made for you.
May I look?
That is my rightful inheritance. I was only taking what is rightfully mine.
You gave up your right for anything when you were found spying.
So you won't be needing your inheritance while you'll be going old bean.
You absolute bounder.
Scotland Yard on their way, my lord.
What about this sack? It looks like it's been in that there moat for a long time, if you ask me.
I've been looking at this. It looks remarkably old. It has the look of a medieval hoard. It would be worth a fortune, I think. Lord Pika, your troubles are over.
Indeed, my lord. This means that the Pika Pika solid silver picture with the magpie picture can remain in the family. This hoard of treasure will pay for all the repairs you need.
That must be the Pika Pika treasure trove. Your uncle's always looking for it. God rest his soul. He always said it would turn up one day. It's been missing for generations.
Well, all's well. That ends well. Thank you, everybody, especially you, Mrs. Christie. I shall start reading your novels now. And thank you too, Mr. Fortune. I think you will do very well in your new position at the bank. And by the way, what did happen to Mr. Dark indeed?
Oh, the poor man got his bicycle wheel caught in a tramline.
He went right off the rails.
Very funny, Blot. Have you finished your notes, Blot?
Yep. What have you written about old Spectre then?
I put, he spied, was tried, and nearly died. Then he nicked the loot, tried to scoot, but now the brute has got the boot.
Well said!
Wow, this is all so exciting. I think we have makings of a movie here, A Who Not Done It, starring me as Lady Pika.
Hooray!
Look, Mila, the magpies are back and ready to nest in the turrets again. So listen to my sound advice and heed an old man's warning. When you see a magpie now, salute and say, good morning.
Now we solve the mystery of Magpie Manor. All the family treasure has now been found. Famous guests who came to the ball, upstairs, downstairs, front and room, raise your voices and start to dance around. So you see the future is just beginning. Who knows what tomorrow may have in store? 2, 3, 4. Now we've solved the mystery at Magpie Manor. All the family treasure has now been found. Neighbours, guests who came to the ball. Upstairs, downstairs,
It's Honey Divine, the movie star.
No, it's Cousin Rupert.
The time is...
Sorry, that's my fault. I got confused.
What's my name?
Definitely do not start unpicking your wedgie in that.